directors, and we want to welcome everybody to the attorney to my left, and he's going to moderate part of this meeting tonight. So I want to introduce him and thank you for being here, John. Mr. Bill Derrickson, would you everybody stand? Statewide. Rob is the manager of communication for AECC, AECI, back there in the blue coat, painted against the wall. Rob, thank you for coming. And youth people are here. You're going to do that in a minute, but I just wanted to thank y'all for coming and being here and being a part of the youth tour. That'll be good. Michael will talk a lot more about that. That's really going to be good. You're going to enjoy that. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Baker.
All right, we're on item number 4, Roman numeral 4 on the agenda. It's determination of quorum. As of today, we have 15,728 members, and quorum for purposes of this annual membership meeting is 5% of that total, which is 786 people. And I'm pleased to report that there were 2,870 written ballots received and counted, and those count towards quorum under the bylaws. So we are, Mr. President, I declare a quorum is present. We're now on Roman numeral 5 of the agenda. This is reading of the notice of meeting and the proof of the date of publication of the mailing thereof. This is an item that can be dispensed with by a motion from a member, but otherwise I'm going to sit here and read this to everybody. So I would encourage you to strongly consider making a motion to dispense with this so we can all get home tonight early. So I'm going to start reading unless I hear such a motion. There is a motion to dispense with all of this reading and proof of mailing. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that motion? Then we shall vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Who is opposed to it, say no. Okay, it passes. That's good. We're moving along here. We're now down to Roman numeral 6. This is the reading of the 2024 membership meeting minutes and a motion, if one is entertained, to approve them. And now I'll introduce Fred Herman, Director.
Good evening. I'm Fred Herman. I'm Secretary Treasurer of the Petit Electric Board of Directors. The minutes of the annual membership meeting, May 23rd, 2024. 81st annual meeting of Petit Electric Cooperative Corporation was held at its headquarters located in Clinton, Arkansas on May 23rd, 2024. The business session was called to order at 6 p.m. by Board of Directors President Donnie Collins. Chaplain Bill Derrickson gave the invocation. The President ascertained sufficient registration of members to constitute a quorum according to our bylaws, with 2,735 valid ballots received by mail. Therefore, President Collins requested a motion to dispense with roll call and accept the registration of ballots received as a quorum. The motion was made, seconded, and carried to dispense with the roll call. The President called for the reading of the official notice of the meeting. The motion was made, seconded, and carried to dispense with the reading of the notice of the meeting. The reading of the notice of the meeting. Secretary Treasurer Fred Herman was asked to read the minutes of the annual meeting on May 25th, 2023. There being no additions or corrections, a motion was made, seconded, and carried to approve the minutes as read. All directors, including CEO, General Manager Michael Kirkland, were present for the meeting. A report of the nominating committee was given by Fred Herman. Members of the nominating committee were Glenn Griggs, Jody Bradford, Richie Morrison, Peggy Oath, Barbara Smith, Georgia Pfeiffer, Mac Lineker, Louis Puckett, and Lori Measle. The nominating committee made the following nominations. For District Number 2, Position 1 seat, Richard Collins, Jr., incumbent, Van Bowling, Pam Bradford, Robert Petrie, and Tony Davis. And for District Number 4, Position 1 seat, Bill Derrickson, incumbent, Neil Langer, and Jason Bradford. A report of the ballot counting committee was given by Fred Herman. Members of the ballot counting committee were Peggy Oath, Mac Lineker, Glenn Griggs, Lori Measle, Jody Bradford, Louis Puckett, and Barbara Smith. The report stated that the following votes were received for those nominated as follows. District 2, Position 1, Richard Collins, 750 votes, Van Bowling, 852 votes, Pam Bradford, 474 votes, Robert Petrie, 324 votes, and Tony Davis, 202 votes. For District 4, Position 1, Bill Derrickson, 1,182 votes, Neil Langer, 323 votes, and Jason Bradford, 1,064 votes. Mac Lineker was elected chairperson of the committee and signed the report. The President called for a motion on the ballot counting committee report. The motion was made, seconded, and carried to accept the report. It was announced that the following individuals were winners of the draw prizes, which were flat screen televisions, from the ballots received. From District 2, Landon Mercer. From District 4, Merlene Lynch. And from system-wide, Neil Wilkins, Jr. Michael Kirkland was asked to give his report to the board. A motion was made, seconded, and carried to approve the manager's report as presented. There was no old business, no new business. There being no further business, a motion was made, seconded, and carried to adjourn.
We need a motion to approve the 2024 meeting minutes.
I make a motion to
Got a
accept.
motion, need a second? Got a second? Any discussion? All in favor of approving the 2024 minutes, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
The nominating committee for 2025 consisted of Peggy Oath, Richie Morrison, Barbara Smith, Jody Bradford, Louis Puckett, Glenn Griggs, Mac Lineker, and Lori Measle. The nominating committee appointed by the board of directors met at the cooperative headquarters office in Clinton, Arkansas on March 23rd, 2023 at 5:00 p.m. The committee made the following nominations for the director for the positions indicated below. For District 5, Position 1, Jimmy Scholl, who later withdrew, Gerald Brown, Kevin Johnson, and David Cook. For District 5, Position 2, Wade Lucas, Esther Bass, who withdrew his nomination, and Fred Herman. Signed by Mac Lineker and Lori Measle. Let me also state as the Secretary Treasurer, the results of the 2024 audit of Petit were summarized in the notice of the annual meeting, and a copy of the 2024 audit is available for review at the check-in table. And now at this time, I'll introduce Michael Kirkland, our CEO. He will make a report as an officer.
Thank you, Mr. Herman. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It means something showing up in a world where fewer and fewer people do, your presence says a lot about being part of the cooperative. Now, earlier this week, on the heels of a pretty significant outage, we became aware of a lawsuit filed against Petit Electric Cooperative. So, of course, I felt compelled to visit with our employees. So while standing in the middle of a bunch of tired, blurry-eyed linemen, I thanked them. I thanked them for their tireless efforts to keep our members safe and comfortable by keeping their power on. Then I briefly explained to them that 4 members and an LLC have filed a lawsuit against our co-op, demanding damages in the amount of $50 million. Now, I assured them that we will not live in fear. We will move forward with confidence. We will continue our important work every day while we let the justice system do theirs. Now, you know, I've been thinking a lot about this moment. I tend to do my best thinking out baling hay, riding around a tractor. I know some of you are probably waiting for it to dry up so it's ready to cut. Manual work, it really clears the clutter. There's no meetings, there's no inbox, just sweat and grit and repetition, and time to sort out what really matters. And what I keep coming back to over and over is this: the co-op doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to this board. And it doesn't belong to a small group of voices. It belongs to you, our members. And it always has. You don't have to take back what already belongs to you. Now, I know there have been some concerns, frustrations, even those calls to take back the co-op. But let me be clear. Just allow me to say it again. You are the members, and you don't need to take back what already belongs to you. Every member, every vote, every conversation, that's ownership. That's what makes this place different than a for-profit or an outside company that's owned by shareholders. But we've got to be honest too. We didn't do a good enough job communicating with you every step of the way, especially with the Petit fiber business. And that's on us. And I take responsibility for that. But I'm also taking responsibility for ushering in a new era of radical transparency. I'm ushering in open and honest and clear communication with our employees and our membership. I want to introduce very quickly our communications coordinator, Angie Hutchins, who will be helping me provide to all of you the communications and the answers that you as the membership have every right to raise. When we moved forward with the fiber build, it was one of the biggest investments this cooperative has ever made. And we did not do it for press releases, but for people. For the families at the end of these lines, for the students learning remotely, for farmers and businesses who need a reliable connection to the modern world. We didn't do it to compete, but to connect. To connect each other because we are better connected together. We truly are stronger together. we should have brought you along more closely in this process. So to fix that, we're holding a special town hall meeting on the evening of July 22nd. And that night, we'll walk you through the fiber project, what it is, what it costs, who owns what, and most importantly, why we did it. You'll hear directly from us, and you'll have the chance to ask questions and get real answers. Now, we'll send out more information soon, but I wanted you to hear it from me right now. This conversation matters, and your voice will be at the center of it. Now, let me also say something else that's been on my mind. I've seen and I've heard what's being said in back rooms, in text threads, and yes, on Facebook groups. But I don't spend time there. And it's not because I can't take criticism. I'm not there because that's not where the solutions live. If you have something to say, you can say it directly to us. You can say it directly to me. My door is open. My phone number works. I will listen. And I'll answer your questions. And I'll answer your questions with facts. With facts. Things that are true and can be proven. And when we're done, I'll get up and I'll shake your hand, even if we agree to disagree. But let's keep it civil. Let's be neighbors first. Let's remember what we're all here to do. Folks, bitterness and hostility are expensive. But kindness and generosity and curiosity and love and creativity are free. So let us be an example for those that are most important to us, our children, our future. This cooperative was built on principles: democratic member control, concern for community, open and honest leadership. And I believe that we can honor these principles without tearing each other down. That's why I'm proud to welcome our Youth Tour students today. Landon, Liliana, and Jesse, thank you so much for being here. We have some gifts for you. Feel welcome to come up and get them anytime. You are the reason we invest boldly. You're the future of this co-op. Not in theory, but in practice. We don't want rural communities to go away. We want you to build them up. We have the responsibility to provide to you the tools, the training, and yes, the technology so that you can stay in rural Arkansas and continue to build upon this wonderful place that we all call home. We owe it to you to model what cooperative leadership looks like. Integrity, resilience, trust, effort, even when things get tough. Now, this hasn't been a perfect year, but it has been a principled one. We've made hard choices and we've had tough conversations. And we've done it all with one thing in mind: keeping this cooperative strong for the people it serves. And that includes listening better. That includes owning our mistakes. And that includes showing up for each other. Showing up even when it's easier to just walk away. So thank you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your presence. And thank you for reminding me why this work matters. I don't ask for applause. I ask for accountability on my part and on yours. Now, we've seen a lot of storms this year. And in stormy weather, we all seek shelter. And I'd like to share my shelter with you from the storms. Inscribed on my father's headstone is Psalm 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Let's move forward together. We must stick together. We are truly better connected together. Let's keep our shoulders squared, our eyes and our ears open, and our values intact. Thank you all very much for being here. I hope to see you all on July 22nd. Good evening.
Thank you, Michael. Good work. Some try to separate Michael Kirkland from this board. You can't do that. This board hires the CEO of this cooperative. We hired Michael Kirkland. We give him direction. We set policy for him to follow and lead this cooperative, and he's done a great job. And he has exceeded all of our expectations in that office, and we appreciate that, Michael. Thank you. Election of directors. This is a report of the ballot counting committee. A committee of 7 members was appointed to count ballots for the election of directors on today, Thursday, May 22nd, 2025 at 1 p.m. We want to thank that committee. They were here till nearly we started. Yeah. So we want to thank you if you're here for serving on that committee. Members of the ballot counting committee were Mac Lideker, Barbara Smith, Lewis Puckett, Glenn Griggs, Lori Measle, Jody Bradford, Peggy Oath. Mac Lideker was elected chairman of the committee. Peggy Oath was elected secretary of the committee. Also in attendance was our cooperative council representative, Mr. John Baker. The committee considered each ballot that was returned to the cooperative. There were 2,898 ballots properly received in the envelopes provided by the election counting of the ballots. Were there any walk-in ballots?
No.
No walk-in ballots. Okay, good. So the ballots are District 5, Position 1, Gerald Brown, 916, David Cook, 1179, Kevin Johnson, 775. District 5, Position 2, Fred Herman, 794, Wade Lucas, 2024. The committee drew 2 envelopes from the ballots returned, and winners of the gifts were from District 5, Audrey L. Cooper, 215 Guffey Lane, Shirley, Arkansas. From System-Wide, Rocky Thomas, 7052 Highway 65 North, Clinton, Arkansas. Secretary Peggy Oak, Chairman Mac Lideker. We need a motion to accept the ballot counting committee report.
I make a motion we accept the ballot counting report.
Got a motion? Need a second? Got a second? Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried.
We're on item number 9 on your agenda, Roman numeral 9. We're getting near the end. Unfinished business from the 2024 membership meeting. Now, we had those nice minutes read by you, and I don't recall any business from that meeting that was unconcluded. Does anybody state otherwise? All right, we were going to move on then to item 10. on the agenda, Roman numeral X, new business. Does anyone have any new business to bring before the annual membership meeting?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Is there a second? We have a second over here? Any discussion on the adjournment motion? Hearing none, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Those who want to stick around and oppose that motion, say no. All right, we are adjourned.
I want to invite Mr. Wade Lucas, Mr. David Cook to the director's meeting immediately after this meeting.